Well, I'll just say I came to a place in life where I just didn't like me anymore. I wasn't a very nice person, and I was just very on edge, very angry. So I had to make some decisions. I can't continue to live like this. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I will not spend the next 50 years with this guy like I have the last 50. I don't like me. Nobody around likes me. I had had a small heart attack, and I knew it was a heart attack, and I was at the point, I'm not kidding, I lay there in bed, and I felt it come on, and I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack. Good. I don't have to fight this anymore. I'm not going to wake my wife up. And I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, I'm like, dang it. And I went to the doctor. I had further heart problems and other problems. And I finally went to the doctor, and they did an EKG, and they're like, yeah, you had a heart situation back on this. And it was just kind of, it's like, I can't. Angry, there's no benefit to it. You know, it doesn't fix anything. Even when you're in a fight, if you get angry in the fight, yeah, maybe your adrenaline comes up, but you lose your head. You know, you lose your strategy. And, you know, anger, it just turned out, I'm like, this is not profitable. And this is eating me up inside. And I'm making stupid decisions. And this has just got to end.
But it's a lot harder to get 2 years down the road and realize that you never hit your goals, that you didn't achieve your dreams. And you know what's even harder is when you realize that those dreams were not really out of your reach. It was totally possible to achieve them, but you didn't make the right choices day in and day out. Decide what your goal is and commit to making the right choices, even if they're hard, that will get you closer to your goal every single day.
I wrote an essay about that. I think type A people have a type B problem, and type B people have a type A problem. Insecure overachievers need to learn how to chill out and relax, and lazy people need to learn how to work harder and be disciplined. Given that you subscribe to me, I'm going to guess you're probably type A, some version of a walking anxiety disorder harnessed for productivity, as Andrew Wilkinson says. Here's the thing you may have already realized. Type A people with a type B problem get very little sympathy, because a miserable but outwardly successful person always appears to be in a much more preferential position than the content being lazy but on the verge of being bankrupt person. The problems of opportunity will always get less sympathy than ones of scarcity. One feels like a choice, the other like a limitation. I need someone to teach me how to be disciplined and work harder feels noble and upward aiming and charitable. I need someone to teach me how to switch off and relax feels dopaminergic and addicted and transactional and opulent. Every underdog movie ever has a training montage of someone working their life out by working harder. None included a guy learning how to log out of Slack at 6 p.m. or finally enjoy a beach holiday. Type B problems are just as tough as Type A ones, but they require a much less sexy solution, peace, one that you can't achieve by just working harder.
That which we tend to pay attention to is aligned with what we believe, and so that's all we get. So if you want, more happiness, if you want more wealth, if you want deeper relationships, if you want to have more joy, you want to have more fun, you want to achieve your full potential and really make an impact in the world, then what's really important is to get clear on what that could look like for you and to make sure that what you believe is congruent with that outcome. Because if what you believe is not congruent with that outcome, just neurophysiologically, you're working against yourself.
Actually, we should play like champions and train like underdogs. Why? Because the underdog works in a way not worrying about what anybody else thinks or believes. That gives you an edge. It gives you a phenomenal advantage when you're not actually worried about what will people say. When you're not concerned by, am I going to fail? Am I going to look worse? See, when we become successful, even as underdogs, if we've risen to success, the biggest enemy of that success is not reconnecting to that feeling of an underdog. So no matter how much success you've achieved, always remind yourself the mindset of an underdog is the mindset that nurtures talent, that nurtures success, that harnesses your true potential.
A man's most valuable, most important resource is his good name. If a man ain't got a good name, he ain't got nothing. So don't lie. be respectful. Be respectful to others, be respectful to your elders. Even if they're not respectable, they still been through life enough, their position earns them what their behavior wants.